going to show you how to do page 3 and page 4. Well, actually page 3 and page 5. So on page 3 and page 5, there are some flip-flaps. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, in order to, I'm just going to lay our portfolio aside. And I actually did this ahead, so I'm going to show you on a different color paper. Because before we put any decoration, we have to make a top panel with the blacks. One up top, wrong way. This must be the other side, but it has a top flap and a small flap. And these need to be attached to your design paper. And I did it ahead, so I'm going to actually go ahead to a new album and to attach it, but then I will go back to our portfolio and put these in this album that go with it. So it doesn't matter what color paper, but I'm going to show you how to do these flaps. So we do not need our portfolio right now, or our folio. We'll just put that aside. And what we need are a full 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. So it's the same width as the flap, but it's the full length of the pages. Okay, so we have 2 of them to do. I'll lay this one aside, and we'll start here. Now, from our first week, our first time doing it, we had directions on how to cut our black paper, our black cardstock, and how to score it. And the top flap was scored in 2 places, at a 1/2 inch and at 5/8 of an inch, so it had 2 folds. We're going to go to the most top fold, crease it, and lay it over the printed paper. Turn it upside down. Now what we're going to do here is attach it to that paper. I wanted to make sure it was well attached, so I only had thin tape left, so I put 2 pieces. Make sure it's straight, right into the fold there, and push it down, attach it, burnish it, make sure it's on there, has a little edge left. So now that's attached. You have that one more little scoring. Now you'll fold that because it's going to be like a little, it gives you room for what's underneath your photos and such. Now open it up, and let's do the bottom the same way. You have 2 scores, and they've been both folded, but we want to go to the closest score, the one at 1/2 inch, and crease it well, slide it over your paper, turn it over, and attach it. Now you can use liquid glue. I am using the tape adhesive. I do have trouble starting these a little bit. Let's see. There it goes. This might be a time when I'm going to take it off without being close so I don't get it stuck in the wrong place. This might be a good time for long fingernails. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going up to the first fold, first score line, and pressing that down. Turning it over. Now when it comes back you fold that other fold line, and that gives you a little edge that makes it easy to have room for things. Okay. Now we do 2 of these the exact same way. I'm only going to do 1 right now, but that was to show you how it went together. Now we'll go back and show you on the ones I made previously what your next step is. So I have a left side. These are my decorations for that. And I have the right side. And before we do anything else, we are going to add some magnets. Because when these are on in your portfolio, these will attach right there. So if you open your folders up, take a positive magnet. It's going to need 2 positives. And 2 negatives. Okay, so I'm going to take off the adhesive cover of the positive, and on the back of the top fold, about an inch down, sort of in the middle, I'm going to put that magnet. So that was a positive. I'm just going to lay the negative on top of it. Do it again on this side. Take off the adhesive. Put it down about an inch. Put my negative on top. Now I'm going to remove the adhesive. Sure I am. I'm just removing the adhesive cover. I don't want to remove the adhesive. I'm going to make sure that little 1/8 of an inch there is straight. And this is straight. That gives me room inside. And just let it go down. Make sure it's lined up. And then push on the magnet. There we go. That one's done. We'll do the same here. We'll take off the adhesive. Let's try this knife again. There it goes. Fold my flap up. Make sure that little eighth of an inch is upright. And this is upright. Line them up. Not a perfect line up here. This one's a little bit crooked. Straighten it out a little. There we go. Push down on the magnet. Okay. These are ready to go into our album. So we go back to page 3 and 5. We're skipping 4 for the moment. And I do have a directional flower. I have this flower on the left, so we'll start with this one. And I only have 2 pieces of paper adhesive here. I was sort of hoping my Amazon order would come today so I'd have more score tape. And it has not come in yet. So I am going to use regular adhesive on this, which is just as good. It just takes a little while to dry. And I want to make sure that I adhere this to page 3 close to the left edge of the page. I'm just going to smooth that a little bit with my finger so it's all over a little bit more. There we go. So this is going to go to the side of page 3 and be down about 1/8 of an inch, but it's way over the side because I want 1/8 of an inch on the left side, or the right side, so it's not into, there we go. Now I open the magnets, and now I'm going to burnish it a little. There, now those flaps are attached. We'll go way over here to page 5. Now this one, I have a few, this one I can do, just going to add a little bit of glue because I had, that was the end of my roll. I'm really down at, well, I might as well just use the end of the roll. That'll show you can use it either way. Nope, that's really the end of the roll. I'll go. So I'll take off the backs. I think first I'll make sure these are burnished and no airs between them. And after I remove these adhesive covers, I will add a little bit more glue. Still have trouble, whoop, there goes my portfolio. Still have trouble getting off these little edges here. Okay, let's pick up my portfolio. Open to page 5. And let's add adhesive on the bottom where there was none, and this little area up the corner where there was none. Maybe just a little bit here and there. This is quite a bit of weight, and there's going to be quite a few pictures on there. I want to make sure it's attached well. Now this one, number 3, was way to the edge on this left. This one, we're going to make sure it's way to the edge on the right and centered top and bottom. It is a little bottom heavy here. Okay, so I'm going to go way to the edge and about 1/8 of an inch down. It's hard to see. I'm just going to put this under so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. I'm opening the magnets, and let's burnish this one. Okay. So we have the flaps ready to decorate. Now everybody will decorate differently. And remember, we can add corners and pockets and such like later. So I'm just going to do one side for now. I'm doing both sides the same, both page 3 and page 5. For the inside, I'm going to use a soft peach color. On the outside, I'm going to use the pretty minty green color. These are, again, all taken from the digital paper. I'll link that digital paper under this video too, since I think I'm doing this one on YouTube. In case you like that, but you can pick out any paper you have or that you desire. This was a different size for me, and that's one reason I chose digital, because I could choose where I put my designs and size my designs. Now, because it takes a while for me to do this, this is why I'm only going to do one side. But you're going to do two sides. You're going to do both pages, 3 and 5, the same way. You can decorate them differently if you like, but the setup is the same. Now, when you put this cover on, it's going to cover the magnet, so that won't show. And I have been liking just putting a piece of Scotch tape over that magnet. Stuck there. And just for extra security, I'm going to put a little dab of glue on there. And now I'll place my, this is going to be centered, and you don't want to get it on that little teeny 1/8 of an inch score. You want it centered between that. So this is the 1/8 of an inch showing all around. Well, I see too much showing, so I'm going to take it off. I want them to be balanced, so I think I'll start at the top. There we go, more balanced. Okay. Rub off any glue. And now I'll do the bottom. Again, when I went to put my score tape, I was running out. So I'll add some more adhesive here to make sure it adheres well. Now, I didn't say what size these were, but I wrote it down. The bottom pieces are 4 3/4 tall and 5 3/4 wide. And the top piece, I didn't write the measurement. Obviously, it would be the same width, which would be 5 3/4. And we took away 3/8 of an inch. So you can cut to fit if you want, but I'll get those measurements for you. Okay. Oh yes, I'm just going to add a little bit more glue. Corners. There we go. We have one side inside done. Looking for my tool to burnish it. Hiding, so we'll use this. Okay, so if I fold that up, fold this down, I'm going to make this color my top. Is this the same size? Yes. So this will be here, and this will be on top of number 5. Now, even though this is a narrow book, I think we'll have room for a small waterfall in the middle. And I'm going to use flip flaps to make my waterfall. And I'm using the 3x4 size. Now, the reason I'm doing flip flaps is I like my pictures covered in plastic. And flip flaps makes that really easy. Whoops, pulled that one too much. There we go. I have a little one up here. Okay, now this, a little bit sticky there. I'm not sure why. I might have to use my adhesive eraser there. I might have got a little bit of glue on there. There we go. It's hard to see. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a color piece under here so I can see it better. Barely 1/8 of an inch, so not even. I want black to show all around it. There. And I'm going to make a design here, but I'm going to do that when I do page 4 because I want to think about it. I have lots of little pieces. And they like this, it's good to have a reinforcement by the magnet. And so there will be a piece here. I'm just going to lay this here for the moment. It's not going to be that color. But I'd like to have a design piece here. And I want to think about that part. So I'm going to stop the video. You have the idea. We first attach the flaps to a regular piece of design paper. Then we attach that, or we put magnets on it, and we attach that to our base of the folio. And then we can start decorating our folio. And your assignment is to do 2 of these, and we'll start and do the middle page with a small waterfall here for the next video. Have fun.